the crowded streets of Hong Kong during the 1950s, a young factory worker was quietly observing the world of business. He wasn't born into wealth. He didn't inherit an empire. But decades later, this same man would control ports, telecom networks, infrastructure, and global investments worth hundreds of billions. His name is Li Ka-shing. From a small plastic factory to one of the most powerful investment empires in Asia, his journey reveals the mindset, discipline, and strategy that every entrepreneur should study. Welcome to BusinessWorld. Early life. Li Ka-shing was born in 1928 in Guangdong, China. His childhood was marked by hardship. During the Japanese invasion, his family fled to Hong Kong as refugees. When Li was just 15 years old, his father passed away. He had no choice but to leave school and work 16 hours a day in a plastics trading company to support his family. But inside that factory, Li was not just working. He was studying business. He observed production, supply chains, pricing, and market demand. These observations would later become the foundation of his empire, ownership, and financial power. In 1950, Li Ka-shing started his own company called Chongqing Industries. His first product? Plastic flowers. At that time, global demand for artificial flowers was booming. Li quickly mastered manufacturing efficiency and began exporting worldwide. But Li Ka-shing wasn't just a manufacturer. He was an investor. In the 1960s, while others feared political instability in Hong Kong, Li quietly began buying real estate at low prices. This decision changed everything. Over time, his company expanded into infrastructure, ports, retail, and telecommunications through major groups like CK Hutchison Holdings, Hutchison Whampoa. These companies now operate ports, telecom networks, energy systems, and retail businesses in over 50 countries. Major achievements. Li Ka-shing became one of the most powerful businessmen in Asia. His empire includes one of the world's largest port operations networks, major telecommunications companies across Europe and Asia, massive investments in infrastructure, retail, and technology. At one point, Li Ka-shing was known as Asia's richest man. His companies helped shape the modern economic landscape of Hong Kong and beyond. But what made him truly unique wasn't just wealth. It was timing and vision. Strategic mindset, how he thinks. Li Ka-shing built his fortune on long-term thinking. While most investors focus on quick profits, Li focuses on assets that generate cash flow for decades. His strategy can be summarized in 3 principles. First, buy undervalued assets during uncertainty. When markets panic, Li invests. Second, focus on essential industries. Ports, telecommunications, and infrastructure are businesses the world cannot function without. Third, think globally. Li expanded his investments far beyond Asia, building a diversified global portfolio. His famous quote captures this philosophy perfectly. Vision without action is merely a dream. Action without vision just passes the time. Lessons for entrepreneurs. The story of Li Ka-shing offers powerful lessons for entrepreneurs. Lesson 1. Start small, but think big. A plastic flower factory became a global empire. Lesson 2. Observe before acting. Li spent years studying markets before making major investments. Lesson 3. Crisis creates opportunity. His real estate fortune began during times of uncertainty. Lesson 4. Build assets, not just income. True wealth comes from ownership. Leadership style. Li Ka-shing is known for a disciplined and humble leadership style. Despite immense wealth, he lived relatively simply and focused on long-term stability rather than flashy success. His leadership philosophy is based on patience, careful decision-making, strong financial discipline. He also believed that reputation is more valuable than profit. This approach allowed him to build trust with investors and governments across the world. Legacy. Today, the influence of Li Ka-shing extends far beyond business. Through his foundation, he has donated billions to education, healthcare, and scientific research. His investments helped transform Hong Kong into one of the world's leading financial centers. And his companies continue to shape global infrastructure and telecommunications. For decades, he has been called Asia's investment master. Leadership lessons for entrepreneurs. For entrepreneurs watching this story, Li Ka-shing leaves behind powerful leadership lessons. Think in decades, not months. Invest in essential industries. Stay calm when markets panic. Focus on ownership and long-term assets. Build a reputation stronger than your profits. Because true business success isn't built overnight. It's built through discipline, patience, and vision. From a teenage factory worker to one of the most influential investors in modern history, Li Ka-shing proved that great empires begin with small decisions and long-term thinking. For entrepreneurs, his journey is a reminder that opportunity often appears where others see risk. And sometimes, the most powerful investment strategy is simply seeing the future before everyone else does. This is Business World. Subscribe for more stories about the billionaires, strategies, and leadership lessons shaping the global business landscape.